Hi guys. So you cannot get more lo-fi ASMR than this. Um I hope somebody out there likes it. I know somebody's gotta like lo-fi ASMR like I do. Some of this is gonna be unintelligible and some of it will not be. So I hope to upgrade and get some hi-fi ASMR going at some point. Once I get some profits from this channel, hopefully. Right now I have no subscribers, so so this is just the beginning. It's the middle of the night and I've just woken up and I can't go back to sleep. So I'm just gonna ramble for a bit. My name is Erin, and I've been listening to ASMR since I was 20 years old, and I'm gonna turn 32 this month actually. So when I first started listening to ASMR, it was called the Whisper Community, and I remember my first hook into it was Lita's massage clips. I loved her so much, and those clips are still up and they still work for me. And then not long after came Gentle Whispering, Maria, the old school. I still listen to her almost every single day. I adore her ASMR style so much. She's come so far, and she's just like such a beautiful person inside and out. So that's my history with ASMR. I did have an ASMR channel probably like 5 or so years ago, and it went by Dark Ocean Dream. I didn't have a lot of subscribers or videos, and I was shooting with a DSLR camera at the time, but no fancy microphone or anything. And honestly, I just got bummed out with all the I would do some makeup tutorial videos. And I already, even with my small amount of subscribers, I got bummed out with the amount of comments that were like, you don't need makeup, you're so pretty without makeup. And I'm like, that's not the point of this video. It's for you to mansplain to me about what you think my face should look like. So yeah, I'm restarting a channel on a complete whim, although at the same time not, because this is something that I've been wanting to do for many, many years, is do my own ASMR channel. By day, I am a registered nurse, and I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty friggin' stressful. So I listen to ASMR every single night, and I also think I like creating it. It would be a nice way to de-stress and have something in my life other than being a nurse, basically. So yeah, my name's Erin. I'm going by Lo-Fi ASMR, which I am surprised was available as a channel name. But I think that pretty perfectly describes what I'm doing right now, because I'm recording this from my phone and I do have a laptop, but I need to get it fixed. And the Apple store is still totally shut down, so I can't get it fixed. I need to go find a authorized retailer in the city and make an appointment with them and have them fix it. And the reason why my laptop needs fixed is something that I think fellow insomniacs will find funny. It's because I spilled a cup of ZzzQuil, like NyQuil, but it's called ZzzQuil. It's basically just liquid Benadryl. I spilled it all over the keyboard of my brand new MacBook Air laptop. And so I was told that basically they'll have to replace the entire motherboard or whatever. I'm very not tech savvy, hence the name Lo-Fi ASMR. So that'll probably cost like $700, which I can now afford. So I'm going to try to get that done soon because I'd like to do more things with this channel other than from my camera phone. But I'm hoping that some of you old schoolers will appreciate what I'm doing right now too. So yeah, this is about as lo-fi as it gets. Starting recording from my phone with my little earbud microphone. It's about 12:30, going on 1 a.m. right now, and I've always had trouble sleeping, and then I go back and forth working different shifts, like since April I've been working night shift, and then just this week I'm starting back on day shift, which sucks. And there are pros and cons to day and night shift. Like, so on a nurse schedule, you work pretty much 7A to 7B or 7B to 7A. And I really like night shift because for the most part it is quieter. You're still busy, but it's a different kind of busy. You don't have people bother you as much, so it's better suited for an introvert like me. And I've always been a night owl, so it works. But that being said, like, it's hard on your body, and like, say you work one night and then you're off the next day. That whole next day is devoted to sleeping. So like, say you only had that one night off and then you had to go to work the night after, it's like you didn't even have a night off. Versus day shift, like, you can sleep and go home, and then when you wake up, you can have a day, to enjoy and do things. And it's also a hard working night shift to, like, get things taken care of that need done during business hours and whatnot. So I am excited to go back to day shift. But it's going to be an adjustment for sure. And I'm going to need lots of ASMR to get me through it. Some of my favorite ASMR people, I've already mentioned Maria Gentle Whispering. There is an ASMR artist who is a nurse, and he does not create ASMR videos anymore, sadly, but he still has them up, and I love them so much. And his handle is the Mellow Microphone. His name is Matt. I believe he's a PACU or an OR nurse in Washington, and he really does have a mellow voice. I'm so sad he's not making videos stayed like 3 weeks that time. I did a crisis contract, which is really short and really intense. You work like every single night, 13-hour shifts. And then I took a little break, and then I went back to New York at the very end of May, and I stayed for about 2 months until the end of July. And then I left New York and went immediately to a little town called Texarkana, Texas, for another crisis contract. I'm not picking my nose itches. So yeah, I did about a month in Texarkana, and I worked, and it was the same deal. Like, you work, I had 6 nights on, 1 night off. always get the names mixed up. So there are two ASMRs, one called ASMR Massage and one called Massage ASMR. And one of them is the British man or Australian man that, if you're familiar with ASMR, you probably have certainly run into his work. And his name's Dimitri, I think. And he is a lovely, lovely man, and I do occasionally still listen to him. But the other one was this lady who did like pretty lo-fi ASMR of her massaging various people and then like narrating it. And I can't find her work anymore. I think she's removed her work, which is so sad because I loved it as a fan of lo-fi, and she just had the most soothing voice. Who else do I listen to? I like ASMR Magic. She's good. The only reason why I don't listen to her as much as some others is because she doesn't do a lot of talking or whispering. And I would say whispering is my favorite because that's how I started and discovered ASMR was whispering. That's really my favorite. But even her no talking videos, I really adore those. A lot of people who I like don't make content anymore. That bums me out. Springbok ASMR. She was so good. Oh my gosh, I really miss her. She was a total sweetheart. But her videos are still up, thank God. And I still listen to them a lot. I do. Springbok. I used to listen to a lot of Heather Feather. I don't know if she's creating videos anymore either. I hope she's okay, because I know that she bought a house and remodeled the entire basement to be an ASMR studio with like soundproofed walls and all this crazy. Like, it was a lot of time and investment, so it's quite the mystery when she suddenly stopped making videos, and I just hope that she's okay. I love Raffy Taffy. So soothing and comforting. Another one I like a lot is called Relax for a While. She's like got this very motherly vibe going. It's very comforting, and I like it a lot. So I absolutely adore the Lunanate. Julia. Is Julia her name? Yeah, I love the Lunanate. So I really hope this goes through, and I'm hoping that I have a little thicker skin this time around. Like, I know that there's just, you literally can't ever please everybody. That's just how it is. But I don't see a ton of people doing super lo-fi like I'm doing right now. And it's not binaural. I'm sorry. I love binaural. And I do plan on getting that equipment as soon as I get the funds generated from this channel. But at the same time, I'm just going to try to embrace the lo-fi and do what I can with it. Challenge myself creatively with the lo-fi because I love it. That's how I first fell in love with ASMR. Was lo-fi. Love it so much. So yeah, this is my channel. Hoping I can go to sleep after this. Like this has definitely chilled me out a bit to just like do a little whisper ramble into the camera. Yeah, I'm sure there are tons of people I listen to who I've left out that I can't think of right now. But yeah, about me, I'm originally from Ohio, from Toledo, Ohio, but I haven't lived there for many years. I moved away when I was about 22, and I moved to Guam, and I moved to Guam for a boy, and of course that didn't work, and then I met a different boy while I was there, and I got married to him, and it was a very bad decision. But at the same time, like, I definitely feel like that was what had to happen in my life. Like, I wouldn't, it's so cliche, but I wouldn't be where I am right now if I didn't marry this guy. That was such a bad decision, obviously bad decision to marry. So when I got married, I had just turned 23. And we had only known each other for about 6 months at the time that we got married. And he was military, and that's pretty common with the military. Like, you get married very quickly because it's like, well, if we get married, then that will guarantee that you can go with me to my next duty station, and you can get health insurance. Like, you'll be taken care of, you'll be protected. And I was still getting over a pretty serious heartbreak from the first guy that I moved to Guam for, who was also military. And so we got married, and then lived in Japan for about 4 months after the wedding. And then he got stationed in Washington State, so we lived in Washington for a little over a year. And Mexico. New Mexico. And I'm going to say that very clearly because a lot of people mistake New Mexico for Mexico. They don't know that it's a state. But yeah, New Mexico is a state. We moved to Albuquerque, and that's where he was from, more or less. And I know I don't regret anything because it brought me to New Mexico,